I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. Hi, welcome Malvaro. Hi.
Hey, what's happening?
Hey, thank you so much for coming on. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
My name is Malvaro, and I am a VTuber. Surprise, surprise. And I love cozy games and I love scary games. And I am here to tell my story. Carry on.
So you like from both ends of the spectrum, the
Yes, sir.
the down home games and the ones that make you run screaming. That's
right.
Yes, I'm more on the cozy side, mostly because my fingers don't move like they used to. I'm old.
Yeah, that's okay. I can relate.
Yeah, it just especially when you get to the games like those Marvel Rivals stuff. I don't even know what's going on in those games.
Oh gosh, as a matter of fact, I was right before the interview. I was watching the Marvel Twitch drop.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd that go?
I realized I'm old in regards to some of these gamers. They can just quick, zoom, and I try to have fun with it though. It's still all good.
Yeah, well, I'm at the point now where my grandson is playing.
Oh gosh.
He's 10 now, and he's getting into things like Fortnite and just wiping people out, and I'm like, you just keep going on, grandson. And age twice as much.
Gotta watch that KD, Eric. If your KD drops too low.
Oh, I tell you what,
it's time to retire.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, you retire to what?
Retire from shooter games.
Nah. I'll always have like Fallout I can go back to and shoot things and cheat as much as possible. As long as I win. Cheat if you must, but always win.
As long as you win. Nice.
So how did you get started in content creating?
Well, I will tell you the story. I was just a solo player, and I was an offline player for years and years and years. And I played a lot on Xbox One, and I had friends, and they're like, "Hey, Mal, you got a pretty good sense of humor. You don't put people to sleep, and it would probably be good if you live stream." I'm like, well, what in the mess is live streaming? Well, you just get in front of a camera and you play video games and you yell and you scream and you do all kinds of crazy stuff. And I'm like, I don't think I have the personality for that. They're like, Mal, people would love you. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know about that, but and they kept on prodding me and encouraging me, and I'm like, do I have to show my face? I mean, and they're like, well, you could do the camera game, or you could be a VTuber. And I'm like, well, what the mess is a VTuber?
Yeah.
And they're like, you don't have to show your face. And I'm like, well, yes, let's go. And surprise, they encouraged me.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, try to do this and try to do that. And so to answer your question, the long way around to answering your short question is I was encouraged by friends.
Yeah. And did you settle into it right away, or did it take a little while to not only have the game up there, but, people showing up as well?
Well, that's a great question, and I would answer it this way is I had to adjust how I verbalized playing a game. Let me explain. So normally, if I'm playing solo, I can enjoy the peace of the universe and just sit in solace as I play the game.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You can't do that as a VTuber.
No.
As a content creator. And so the biggest thing that I had to adjust as a content creator is the number one rule is no dead air. You ever heard that one? No dead air?
In 35 years of radio, I definitely heard that one, yes.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, I guess I could tell jokes, and then that would be kind of, you'd run through the jokes too quick. I could tell what I'm thinking. And then I'm like, well, I could do that.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like playing, different games, whether it be State of Decay 2 or 7 Days to Die or Raft or Pal World or whatever I was playing, and I could explain to the audience what I'm thinking or what I'm trying to prioritize, what I'm trying to accomplish,
Right.
and or responding to the people I'm collaborating with,
Hmm.
and it worked.
Cool. I mean,
As for
you kind of end up
oh,
doing play by play of what you're doing at
yes,
that point.
yes,
Yeah.
very much so, very much so.
Yeah.
And I have family and friends, and I have a very simple rule when I live stream, and that is I'm family friendly. I could be playing the scariest game on planet Earth,
Hmm.
or I could be playing Fortnite and be on a 5 game losing streak. But my rule is if my niece or nephew found my channel,
Hmm.
or my parents found my channel, or some kiddo out on the internet found my channel,
Right.
I wouldn't want to be a stumbling block to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want my stream to be positive. I want it to have some funny moments. I want to have some moments where I do TED Talks where I just talk about life, the
Mm.
things of life.
Yeah.
And to me, I want to be known as a family friendly content creator.
Well, congratulations on that. That's not the easiest thing to do.
No, it isn't. No,
Yeah.
it isn't.
And it's not easy to get collaborations that work in that either.
Correct.
Yeah.
There are some people that are like, well, I want to be able to do whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you could do whatever. You could say whatever, but um, they have to live with their conscience, but I have to live with mine.
Yeah.
And so there have been some opportunities where, I'm still polite. I still am I try to be enjoyable in collabs, but sometimes me and people kind of drift away,
Yeah.
in terms of collabs. They're
Yeah.
like, nah, they're not really my vibe.
Well, it's just
Uh,
whenever you're working with somebody you don't particularly know that well,
mhm,
or even sometimes when you do, it sometimes it just doesn't work, and there's nothing
mhm,
you can do about it. You have two very talented people who are on their own and can very much entertain people, and you'd think it would work out perfectly, but together it just doesn't happen.
right. I
Yeah.
actually will tell you a story, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing a different interview for someone else
Mm-hmm.
a while back, and I said there's two types of collaborators in this world. And there are those that are good at the game, but they are dumpster fire as a collaborator.
Yes.
That being like they may have the KD of 50
Yeah.
and they're mowing down the lobby,
Yeah.
but they're dropping F bombs.
Mm.
They're like raging out. If they don't win, they're like, they're having a fit,
Yeah.
and, and or they're not respecting the brand image that you're trying to create
Right.
and promote.
Yeah.
And they just are a hindrance. They're great at the game,
Yeah.
but they are an awful collaborator. So that's the first group.
Mm-hmm.
The second group is they may or may not be good at the game, but man, they're a great collaborator.
Yeah.
They got great personality. They're funny. They're a good teammate.
Mm-hmm.
They try to contribute to what you're doing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
thus, advice to the world: pick the good collaborator.
Yeah.
It is better for you to be average at a game and have a great collaborator that you have camaraderie with, good chemistry with,
Yep.
and you walk away and say, man, I had a great time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Rather than having a horrible collaborator. It's like, ooh, I'm gonna have to edit that out. Ooh, I'm gonna have to tweak that VOD.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to edit this. And then guess what? One is good at the game but bad at life.
Yeah.
One is they might be okay at the game, but man, they're great to game with.
Oh,
You want to focus on that group.
that's the biggest part of it, and that happened in the old broadcasting days too. When I did a lot of play by play for especially basketball, but it's baseball and a
Yeah.
little bit of football.
What?
But the when you had somebody there with you who you could bounce off of,
Yep.
and you reacted well together, it didn't make any difference that maybe between the two of you, you didn't have the greatest radio voices in the world, or
Oh my goodness, you
yeah,
have been a radio. Good night.
oh
How
yeah,
about that?
yeah. I didn't use that voice, thankfully. I couldn't keep it up for very long. Uh,
Nice.
but um, the camaraderie and adds to what you mentioned, the personality. And sometimes you get two people, and they match up so well that you get more than what they would do individually. Um,
Yeah.
and that's rare, but it does happen. And people will tune into that. And if you get two people who know exactly what they're doing, have been in the business for in umpteen number of years, but some reason they put them together in the same booth, and it's like oil and water, just isn't going to
Yeah.
mix.
Very
Um,
abrasive
yeah,
in their chemistry. Yep.
yeah, you can hear that very. There's a lot of times, especially the older. I'm pretty old myself. I mean, the generations before I was in radio, you could hear when somebody was brought into a situation and the other announcer doesn't approve.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it just
And sometimes, sorry to interrupt, but sometimes the audience, they can feel that.
yeah,
Like they'll hear that they're just not, they're really not jiving.
no,
They're really not, they're not working well. And the bad part is the audience, you may do everything technically correct,
hmm
but if you can't find that camaraderie,
yeah,
the audience will hear it. They'll hear it in your voice, they'll hear it in your response.
yeah,
And and like you had said, being in a broadcast booth where you're calling a sports game, guess what? When you have a colleague that works well with you,
hmm
you blink an eye and the game's over.
yeah.
You had a great time.
Oh yeah,
Like you weren't like focusing on it. Well, how much more time do I have to suffer? Oh goodness,
yeah.
I'm only a half hour into this collab. I
That's
got another
right.
hour and a half left.
We're only at
And
halftime. We're only at halftime.
yeah. And so that also makes it enjoyable from beginning to end.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
sorry, carry
No,
on.
no, that's absolutely perfect. It really is. And the problem gets to be when you're already in it, and the time comes to kind of fish or cut bait with it,
Hmm.
and you just have to you play along until the end and shake their hand and say, okay, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah.
Not with that particular person. And sometimes it just doesn't work. There's no animosity or anything. It just the personalities don't fit, and
Right.
they can fit with somebody
Right.
else. That's perfectly fine. But the thing is too with that, you'll get audiences because you have two chats involved, at least two chats, and instead of they're kind of becoming one force, they become very partisan, and they start
Yeah.
shooting back and forth too because their person is being slighted by the other person. It's
Yeah.
just bad all the way around.
And I'll kind of stack off that point you just mentioned. It doesn't make a difference how bad the collab is. Like I hate to use a corporate word, professional, but find the positive, focus on the positive, and you may make a choice. We're going to go our separate ways. I'm never going to collab with this person again.
Mm-hmm.
But be polite about it. You can, here's the deal. You can have a negative situation, a negative collab, and you can end it positively
Mm-hmm.
where like you left on good terms.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't let it crash and burn. I've seen people through the months and years, and they crash and look, the people they're collaborating, you can just literally feel them spiraling
Yeah.
down, and it's like, okay, when are they going to crash out? When are they going to just hard stop, quit the game, and
Oh.
leave? When are they going to start drop? I was playing in a game of Fortnite, and the guy, I was in a trio.
Yeah.
One that I'd played a lot with, I mean, months, if not years with. The other was a rando, so a pickup three. And the rando, they were good. I mean, they were good at Fortnite. But the Muppet was like, he would be dropping F bombs, and I'm like, man, I like, I'm not like a prude when it comes to language, like occasional swearing, whatever. But I mean, I'm trying to be family friendly, and I did say it up front. I set expectation up front,
Yeah.
and he just kept on rolling, and eventually, in lobby, um, he made a comment. I'm not going to repeat the slur because it's wildly inappropriate, but he made a comment, a slur,
Yeah.
and TikTok, boom, auto disconnected me.
Wow.
And here's the thing. Listen to this, audience. The big takeaway here is that you're not responsible just for you.
Mm.
You are responsible for all the audio that comes to your comms. And
Yeah.
so you may be professional, you may be family friendly, you may limit your cursing or your frustration, but if the people that are coming through your audio are like raging out, cursing, Lord forbid, saying slurs about groups of people, you're gonna get on the hook for that,
Yep.
and you're gonna get the strike.
Yep.
The rando Muppet who like joined you, who isn't live streaming and they don't give a flip,
Yep.
they're just gonna go on to the next lobby.
Yeah.
And so
They're
one
not
thing you have to
damaged at
remember.
all. Yeah.
Oh, no, carry on, carry on.
No, see, they're not damaged at all by it. They just,
No, they aren't.
yeah.
They really aren't.
Yeah.
And so that event reminded me that like, hey, you really have to be vigilant about, number one, at the beginning of the live stream saying, hey guys, like this is kind of my vibe, this is my theme. Like I often say like cozy craziness, and that being it is family friendly, but if it gets a little crazy, whatever, if there's the occasional like whoopsies,
Hmm.
okay, so be it. But if people are around you and they respect you as a person, not as a live streamer or as a VTuber, but as a person, they'll respect that boundary.
Oh,
If they just
yeah.
plow through the expectation you set, they don't respect you as a person primarily.
Mm.
And that's really important to to know the people that you're around. And like you had said, sometimes you got to just cut bait and
Yep.
walk away,
Yep.
and you cut your losses, and you're like, okay, well, it didn't work out great. But sometimes it's happened once where I I was in a collab once with
Hmm.
the rando,
Yeah.
and I gave them like, hey, I'm not gonna like tell you what to do or what to say or whatever, but I am family friendly, so just kind of keep the cursing to a minimal. And they just kept on going, and I still wanted to be finish the collaboration because I had other people in the collaboration,
Uh-huh.
but I made the choice to end the stream. Finish the collab, but end the stream.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. One VOD that may like get you in hot water with the streaming platforms
Yeah.
is not worth the content.
No.
But you can still finish out a collab and just say, this is getting a bit too spicy, too wild.
Yeah.
And you just say, hey, I'm just going to end the stream, but we'll just keep on playing to the end. And you just end the stream and you just keep on playing, finish it out. And then hopefully you still have VOD that's salvageable.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing, because you're playing without a net in
Correct.
live, and that's something that we learned in radio very early.
Mm-hmm.
And that story needs to be buried forever.
Yeah.
I'm not digging up a 50-year-old story for that.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, but the VODs, now there's your chance to edit and prune and take out what you need to. Be very careful, and don't just slap it on there. If you are somebody who is trying to be family friendly, don't put up something that doesn't represent you.
Correct.
And
You're absolutely correct.
yeah, and if somebody else, if the other person goes, oh, you cut this out, you go, yeah, because I'm family friendly,
Mm-hmm.
and if they don't like
And
it,
you can,
meh,
yeah, and you can do some clever like fade in, fade outs.
yeah,
So for example, I was playing a Overwatch collab.
uh-huh,
Two of my friends and the four was a rando. Or scratch it. I'm sorry. I had three other friends that I had previously played with, and we picked up a five that day, like from another Discord,
hmm,
to fill out um the collab. And then oh, unfortunate, the rando five started talking about some political stuff. And here's
yeah,
the deal: is in real life, we all have belief systems that we stand for. I stand for decency, whatever that may be,
Mm-hmm.
for family values, whatever that may be,
Mm-hmm.
and respect for everyone,
Yeah.
whatever that may be.
Right.
And there's other things that are, unique to topics. But here's the deal. When I roll into a live stream, you shouldn't be a Republican. You shouldn't be a Democrat. You shouldn't be an independent. You should be like a decent human being.
Yeah.
And there are some things that you don't have to talk unless you're a VTuber that is talking about politics. I'm not aware that the one exists. Maybe there is.
There's
But
a few.
unless your game is actually talking about politics, just keep it neutral, because here's the thing. If you pick red, you're going to offend all your blue viewers.
Right.
If you pick blue, you're going to offend all your red. If
Yeah.
you pick independent, well, there's a good chance you may have red and blue,
Yes.
Maddie, right?
Exactly.
And here's the thing, is that people don't log in to like hear the frustrations of life.
Right.
Often VTubing is a fun environment where people escape from the harshness of life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
people should walk away saying, man, you know what? Mal went crazy playing Phasmophobia, and it was like a great time, and I want to make sure I catch him next time.
Right. Right. Right.
And this Muppet, this Rando 5 in Overwatch, he starts talking politics, and I'm like, oh man. It wasn't like he didn't say any slurs, but he was like trudging into territory. And guess what? When I modded the VOD,
Yep.
those 2 matches, cut them right out. And then I just faded out, faded in. And you could see like there's a lapse in time, but
Yeah.
guess what? No one needs that.
No.
You're going to polarize your audiences if you pick one side or the other.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why you should never do politics when you live stream.
Well,
Never.
there's so many when you're dealing with issues that most people see in 2 dimensions,
Mhm.
such as politics.
Mhm.
There is very little room, I think, anyway, to expand into other dimensions, because it's either
Right.
left or right or up or down or
Right.
there's no depth to it. It's easy to fall into, and a lot of people do that. A lot of interviewers, the only reason they do interviews is to get the answer they want out of you, which I
Right.
despise, but that's what they do now. And if you want to have any real discussion about things and have it not, descend into, a food fight from both sides, just nasty stuff from both sides, is you have to have the kid gloves approach,
You
and
do.
and enter and be very, very skilled at weeding out what's, looking ahead at what's going to happen.
Right.
Bring in the topic softly, slowly, informatively, and don't, start, immediately hitting with the hard stuff.
Right.
Because you're going to have people. You will have people that love it.
Mhm.
You have a lot more people that ain't going to love it.
Correct.
And that's what runs. That's going to run people off. In radio, we did that same thing. And there were shows that started in the '80s, especially that were like you have now on the radio, very, very political shows. That's what they are now, basically all radio, local radio, unfortunately. And you will get the people who agree with those shows, but you will not get the people who don't agree with those shows.
Correct.
You're banking on having that part stay with you, and by golly, if they're really into that side and you deviate a little bit, you lose a lot more people, and
That you do.
it's tough to bring them back. That's not saying that whoever's opinion is right or wrong. That's just looking at it. It's very, if you appeal to the far of anything, any of the topic, you overreach the majority of people because you're just grabbing off what's off top.
That is correct.
Yeah, and that's true of any audience. And there are some VTubers that do the thing, but VTubers who are conspiracy theorists and all that stuff, and people are fine to follow them. One of the things that really has been great about this medium is that you can just walk away and find somebody else.
Yes.
You don't have to leave a little pipe bomb and then walk away to, set it off and then go to somebody else. Just say goodbye and go somewhere else. There's plenty of people to talk to be a part of. It's, I mean, that doesn't stop people from doing it, but it could definitely happen. Has it been easy for you to cultivate a chat that goes along with what you want to do?
I will make this statement. I'm going to answer this question in a long way. And the answer is yes. Not because I can't cultivate a good conversation, but in order to answer your question, I kind of have to answer a different question. And that is, when you become a live streamer, or we're talking about VTubing,
Right.
you have to generally pick two strategies of growth. And the first one is you have to pick a genre, right? So in my case, I said I'm a cozy streamer and a scary streamer.
Yeah.
And one school of thought is, well, if you want to pick a path to faster growth, you need to pick your vice, pick your genre. So in my case, maybe I just say I'm going to just play scary games.
Okay.
And thus my audience is expecting that all they're ever going to get is scary games.
Right.
Or vice versa, maybe the cozy gamer.
Yeah.
The second school of thought is variety streamer. And it's a lot tougher to build an audience, because what happens when some people, and I have viewers who they will show up when I'm playing scary games.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, they're engaged. They're like, "Oh, Mal, you need to go back. There's a clue here. Oh, you need," and they're engaged.
Yeah.
But if I was to play like a cozy game, like Raft, or Sam playing some other game,
Right.
Pal World or whatever,
Yeah.
they might check in and say, "Hey, just want to stop in and check and say hello," and then they'll peace out.
Mm.
And so the answer is, it has been difficult, not from the perspective of I can't be cool and chat with anybody that stops by.
Yeah.
But I picked the variety path, and this is the reason,
Mm.
is that I'm not live streaming with the hope of paying my my mortgage,
Mm.
or paying my car payment,
Right.
or I don't know, paying for our 401k retirement or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm doing this for funsies.
Mhm.
So my path, there are things I could have done that would have increased my audience, but it would have forced my hand. So for example, another way you could increase your growth is you could say, go to websites that show you high viewer to live streamer ratios. There's certain websites you can find out there. And then play like indie games where there's very few live streamers, but there's a few viewers, and thus the probability of you being on page 1 on Twitch is better than if you play a popular game where you're on page 517.
Right. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And so there's algorithms, there's mathematics in play. But since I'm not doing this for my livelihood, I'm doing this for funsies. I'm doing it to be sociable with people outside of my community.
Yeah.
In real life.
Yeah.
Maintain some friendships I've had for years, and also find new camaraderie and new friendships, and shoot the breeze and have fun. Mm-hmm. But I'm not like driving the stats. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I've chosen variety.
Yeah.
I'm going to play what I want to play, but that is a bad growth strategy.
It is, but I think that the people that you do have that are staying on,
they'll stick with you.
They're there for you and not what you're doing.
Yes, you are correct.
Yeah.
The other school of thought is, okay, pick your vice and then gain a following, and then after you have a following, then slowly branch out into variety. because then you already have people loyal, as you mentioned, loyal to you as the
Right.
live streamer.
Right. And
Um,
that's got its potholes too.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, if first of all, if you're playing a game that isn't particularly replayable,
right.
it's hard to. Once you're done with the game, now you're lost.
Yes,
Also, if you if you get people who are, let's say, I'm going to just use Minecraft as an option because it's generic enough. If you're playing
sure.
Minecraft and you get only hardcore Minecraft people watching you, the moment that you play Marvel Rivals, then they're like, well, you're not my channel anymore.
Right. You are very correct.
Yeah, I draw the parallel to radio back in the day when you could go on the radio in a market and hear the same song played on several different stations during the day, but people
Right.
came back to this personality of the person playing the song,
Right.
and you didn't see them. Heck, might not even be their real name. Um, some of them might have put on a voice while they were doing it. Um, we just laughed at them.
Right.
We just laughed at them, by the way, in the studio. Um,
Nice.
but that the combination was the people that liked the personality, so they stuck with them. They listened to them for hours on end through a whole shift, and didn't bounce around the dial. But
Right.
and that I think you can carry that over a lot into VTubing and message
Yeah.
into content creating in general. Um, plus you have no safety net.
Yeah.
There's that too.
But in my case, I don't need a safety net because I'm not doing it. Like
Oh yeah,
if
yeah,
I show up to play, and I mean I'm just picking a number out of hat, but I'm a very small live streamer because of the reasons that I've named before.
hmm
I have had growth. I have had people that regularly check in on me at different times, different places.
yeah,
But that's one thing where I don't need a financial safety net, so it doesn't make a difference how progressive my growth is.
yeah.
Like I don't need to do special things and do special actions because I got 6 months of savings and then I got to make this live streaming. No, I don't have that.
Yeah, yeah. For one thing, I don't have 6 months of savings.
But
Uh,
thankfully, in my case, I do. I have well beyond 6 months of
yeah,
savings. But carry on.
yeah. I was in radio. We didn't get make that much.
Right,
Believe me, over that
right.
time. But it's there are a lot of things that play into it. But when it comes down to it, at the end, I think in order for someone to be to think of themselves as a successful streamer or enjoy it, they have to enjoy what they're doing.
Yes,
And if they're
that's very
not,
true.
if you were to play, I don't know, SpongeBob's Grand Adventure or something, and you hated it, but you tried to put on an act like you liked it, the audience is going to know,
They will know.
and they
And
may,
you will be miserable for playing SpongeBob, a
yeah,
SpongeBob game.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you
Yeah,
they might, throw a couple of tomatoes at you in fun for a while, but then it'll get boring for them too.
you are correct.
They want to be brought into it, and I always took the
Pe-
I always took the thing that
yeah,
I'm being invited into somebody else's home,
yeah.
and
People will be able to sense when you're being authentic and
yeah,
sincere.
yeah,
And when you start deviating,
mm,
even, I mean, obviously, due to my general morals in life, I don't lie. But say if for some reason in live streaming you were compelled to lie, people can generally sense that
mm,
when you're putting on a facade,
yeah, yeah,
when you're putting on the mask. Here's the deal: as a VTuber, you can have an avatar, like in real life. My avatar. So my avatar I've had for months and months and months. So
right,
I'll tell you the story about my avatar, my VTuber model.
yeah,
So he's a little guy with wearing glasses
mm,
and he's wearing a red hoodie.
mm-hmm,
And the premise is that the cozy gamer, I wear the hoodie because it's cozy, right?
yeah,
But I'm a scary gamer. So I have red eyes and I have a red hoodie right? And in real
Yes.
life, I wear glasses. I'm as blind as a bat without them, right? And
Yes.
so it, my very VTube model is symbolic of my brand,
Yeah.
cozy and scary, but it also reflects who I am in real life. I
Yeah.
have glasses, I
Yeah.
have brown hair,
Hmm.
and I in real life, I'm right now I'm sitting in pajamas
Yes.
because I got nowhere to be
Yeah.
and I'm just relaxing, right?
Oh yeah.
And so um, even your VTube model should resonate with who you are and what the brand you're trying to be presenting.
Yeah. I've
Uh,
talked to so many people now that that are introverts, consider themselves introverts,
yeah,
and maybe even socially awkward, but the avatar is what they would like to present themselves as. And
right, yeah.
being being able to do that has allowed them to be more themselves than they can in real life.
You are correct. And in some cases, it allows them to socially try to work on weaknesses
Hmm.
that they in real life might struggle
Yeah. Yeah.
to do.
Yeah. Sometimes it gets away from
It's
them a little bit, but
yeah, yeah,
you just gotta, don't
yeah.
let go of the wheel.
And I'm gonna throw in a little thing for you on that. You mentioned introvert extrovert.
Yeah.
If the audience is curious, well, Mal, I don't know. Am I an introvert, extrovert? Well, extrovert, they're generally very outgoing. Introvert, they're very inward reflected.
Hmm.
But if you're not sure, you can take the Briggs-Myers test.
Yeah.
And the Briggs-Myers test will give you an idea of where you sit on that.
Yeah.
And it can help you identify where you are currently, but it can also give you an idea of like, hey, this I kind of want to work on this. I want to kind of improve this aspect of my life, not only in real life but in live streaming.
Yeah.
And it gives you the opportunity to do so. But yeah, I mean, on a Briggs-Meyer, I'm literally like 49, 51, and I've had the test through the years flip flop from introvert to extrovert.
Yeah.
And you may like assess, oh, Mal, you're pretty extrovert. Well, uh, maybe, maybe at
Yeah.
times, but then guess what? Other times when I'm introvert, I can sit on my recliner and read a book for 3 hours and
Oh
not
yeah.
blink an eye,
Yeah. I
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, so you were very right in that when the VTuber is live streaming and they're creating their content, whether it be like the actual live stream or VOD, like post live stream,
Right.
they're presenting the person they want you to know them by.
Right. Right.
And I think that's important because it creates an opportunity for you to grow as a person, and I
Yeah.
think that's very positive.
And also I also refer to like going from high school to college where you're still that same person. You present yourself how you want to present to these new bunch of people, but they don't remember that in third grade you bent over for a pencil and split your pants out.
Oh,
Yeah, and there's
well,
yeah, all that stuff is they don't know that, so
that's very true.
they're not going to be
That's
colored by that. And every time they see you do something, he's probably going to pull his pants. No, don't. They're not going to know that.
right.
You get to start over fresh, but in your own terms.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm gonna throw in on that
yeah.
topic of they don't know you.
Hmm.
Um, Obviously, in VTubing, all everybody out there is some people are they're portraying a VTuber that's not necessarily aligned with who they are in real life.
Hmm.
For example, they might be using a voice changer. They might have a model that's different than what they are in real life. And I'm not going to really go into a lot of depth on that. You can figure that out.
Yeah.
But you mentioned people don't know. I'm going to bring up your audience when you're live streaming and you're a VTuber.
Hmm.
Be careful what information you reveal about yourself in real life.
Hmm.
There's a thing called doxing.
Right.
And I'll tell you a story, Eric, very quickly, and then we'll move on to the next thing. But through months and months and months, I had viewers that stop in and they'd be a part of, maybe I was playing 7 Days to Die and they were doing like the Twitch integration. So they're actively like engaging in chat, and they're spawning in demolishers and they're trying to destroy my base and
Mhm.
try to kill me in game, and they're interacting right
Right.
in chat and in the integration. But through the passage of months, I would be like, oh yeah, I ate this restaurant, or oh, I have this characteristic in life, and I reveal little bits and pieces. And there was a very ambitious viewer, a very
Mhm.
faithful viewer. And during the live stream, they're like, Mal, do you live in city XYZ? And I'm
I.
like, oh, and I'm like, I just kept on going, but
Yeah.
they guessed right.
Yeah.
They figured out where I live.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so here's the deal. As a guy, I'm not too worried about someone showing up at my door.
Mm.
But out of respect for other people who may not have the same confidence
Yeah.
in their security, be safe about who you present yourself. Be careful about what city you live in. Don't tell what city you live in. Try to keep the information you share about yourself very restrained, because depending on the type of uh, character that you as a VTuber are presenting to your audience,
Yeah.
you may draw, how can I say this respectfully? You might draw certain types of personalities that they aren't going to be content with a boundary of just watching your live stream.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Unwanted attention.
Yes. One unwanted attention,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Exactly.
And so I share that. People don't know, but there are people who often try to figure it out, and they pieced it together with breadcrumbs.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like share what I felt was very much. And right during the live stream, do you live in city XYZ? And they were right.
Yeah. 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 And
It caught me off guard.
yeah.
I actually kind of pieced out on the live stream. I just be like, oh, well, it's getting kind of late. And I actually ended live stream because it rattled me so bad.
Oh, I imagine it would. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, it's a little different for me. You can find. I use my actual name. Always have. You can
Right.
find out if you really look. You can find. I don't know why you want
Sure.
to.
Right.
If you find my bank account, please put a few dollars in.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Right.
I mean, I got 35 years of radio behind me, and
Mm-hmm.
you know all sorts of things. People are going to find it, so I'm
Sure.
not worried about that so much. But I have had people on the interview occasionally use their real name.
Ooh.
Well, they get comfortable, and it's really just a
Yeah.
conversation,
Yeah.
but I had to play it back for them. I said, "Really?" And I'm just throwing a name out here. Michelle, do
Right.
you really want this name
Right.
to come on? No.
Right.
That's the um.
And
Just
that could be an inexperienced thing. Like
yeah.
they just don't have the experience of kind of shielding what information they veil from
Well,
their
yeah,
audience.
yeah, and I don't want to say that you have to have an entire castle built around you, but have enough shield to deflect the people at the gate anyway.
Right. I'm gonna drop a name. I've never collaborated with them, but I do watch the VTube community. But if you're ever familiar with a VTuber name, I think her name is Camellia. She's with the Vito group,
Yeah.
kind of like one of their collaborators.
Yes.
And she had someone put an air tag in a gift.
Mm.
And even though she did a pickup at a PO box, one of the viewers put an air tag in one of the little gifts that got sent,
Yeah.
and the Muppet showed up at her house. She had to move from her childhood home.
Wow.
And so, like in your case, you're more of a public figure, but VTubing, one of the appeals is not just being a person that you want to present,
Yeah.
but it's also privacy and safety.
Absolutely.
And some people, they choose to be VTubers because they don't want their face shown.
Yep.
They don't want people to take a screenshot of their camera and then do like a reverse photo search and like find their real name and whatever. And some people they VTube for safety reasons.
Yep. Yep. And
And
some people do
so
it for job reasons. If there are some jobs that would not allow you to do that sort of thing. I mean, it sounds against the Constitution, but if you signed it in your contract,
yeah, yeah,
they'll get you.
yeah. I have I work for a. If I name my company, you would know it.
Mm.
It's a global company,
Mm.
but we sign NDAs. We've signed like security clauses and different things.
Mm-hmm.
And it also is very encompassing and also has a social media policy. But guess what? If Mal would share something that my company doesn't agree with, all those years of working for that company, rip, gone.
Yep.
And so, it's not, nothing in my live streams would ever my company wouldn't have a problem with it. But some people that are especially more edgy in their content, just remember that what you do online, it's there forever.
Yeah.
You could wipe the VOD, but someone could still, take the video clip. They still could take the screenshot. They still.
Oh yeah.
And so you have to be vigilant.
There are people finding lost copies of television shows on old VCR tapes that no one else had copy, and they're just stored away in somebody's house. Like I guess there were 2 Doctor Who episodes that came out that were black and white. I mean, really, there are people save all sorts of things, and if you happen to have that one bad day where you fired off at everybody and fire all of your guns at once and explode into space type of thing, and you think, oh, I got away with it.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, it's going to come. It more likely will come back on you. That sort of thing.
Yeah, Eric, I wanna. You haven't. Your questioning hasn't got to this point, but I want to very quickly bring up something I feel is relevant regarding VTubers and kind of their growth and strategy.
Absolutely.
One of the things that a VTuber, especially that's newer to the game, has to consider is the mix of being the solo live streamer versus being the collaborative, always with people, around people. Earlier, I mentioned the importance of camaraderie, but there is also a consideration of, do I want to be a solo VTuber where I am the content? Right. There is no other collaborators. It's just the Mal show. Right. And that's important because when you rely on collaborations, you're going to have people that are great. Man, they're great folks. Mm-hmm. And people you like live streaming, and funny people, and they're good at the game, and they're fun to game with. Mm-hmm. But you're also gonna, I mentioned it earlier, you're gonna have people that are abrasive, they violate your brand that you're trying to create. Right. But you also have the danger of, hey Mal, I had something coming up and I can't make it. Yeah. Yeah. And if you're doing like a series, well, guess what? I've had series where it was a duo series. Yep. And guess what? We ain't doing that because I don't have the second person. Yeah. And so one of the considerations you have to do is, if you put all your eggs in one basket on the collaboration game, we think of like Vizojo and some of these other Nirasama group, and we see like all this clip farming of these groups that are well established and they have great chemistry and camaraderie, and often many of them, that's their livelihood. So I mean, they are incentivized to make those relationships work and make the collaborations work. Right. But when you're a smaller live streamer, sometimes when your collaborators become erratic or they become like inconsistent. Right. I've had to torch series because I don't got my collaborator. Right. I can't do the series. I could move on, but then like it violates the fact that we were building the horde base together. We were fighting zombies together. Well, guess what? There's no second person. Yeah. Or maybe you're playing raft and guess what? There's no one floating on the raft with you. Yeah. There's no one like fighting off the shark. Yeah. And you have to sometimes make a balance of how much you're willing to collab versus how much you're willing to play solo. And I've seen people get burned
Mhm.
with the collaboration games so bad, or burnt out. Maybe burnt out is the better descriptive.
Yeah.
And they're like, nah, if I can't depend on other people, all I got is I can depend on myself.
Yeah.
And I've actually had friends kind of piece out on the collaboration
Hmm.
game, and they're almost exclusively solo content now. And so one of the things you got to be careful of when you collaborate is not only the personality, but what do you do when 5 minutes before you're supposed to start, someone says, "Hey, something came." I'm not talking about like their grandma, got sick and is in the hospital. I'm not
Right.
talking about. I'm talking about like, "Hey, I can't make it,"
Yeah. Yeah.
or like, "Hey, I'm running late. I'll be there in 45 minutes."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about because in scheduling guests for this, I never promote who's coming on next
yeah,
because something might happen. And I don't want anybody to say, "Oh yeah, they ran out on you," or "Oh,
right,
you're being too
right,
hard on," because I cancel things myself for reasons, and
right.
life happens. So I don't
Mhm.
promote anything before it comes on, and I can keep my own
Right.
schedule and put like 6 up at a time if I want. It's a different story. But you
That
you
kind of go Yeah, that kind of goes into the point where when you live stream, you have to be very fluid and very adaptive.
yep yep you,
If things don't go according to the schedule, or here's the deal. Here's a very appropriate scenario where something doesn't go right. Hey Mal, like I'm having trouble with my connection on Phasmophobia. I need to do a restart, and I'm having a trouble with something with my mic, and I need to check the settings. Well, guess what? Now you're like 15 minutes in the hole.
yeah yeah
But it's
absolutely
okay because your buddy is like having mic problems.
yeah and
They're not being malicious. They were there on time. They
mhm,
they did their thing, but something came up. When you live stream with other people, you have to be very adaptive and very fluid. I remember years ago, I I had a college professor, and they made the point. They said, Mal, some of the best plans in life can fail not because of anything you did wrong, but just because life happens.
right
And if you like get rattled and you try to do that event, or you try to uh you know do that action, or do that fundraiser, or do that charity, or whatever you're focused on, and you're rattled, people can hear it, they can sense it. But if you are adaptive, even if things go wrong, you just keep on rolling, and you just stay cool. You just
yep
stay cool and chill. And even though something went wrong, or a miss, or there was some reason where something didn't go to plan, your viewer might never sense that anything went wrong. They just hear like Mal's chill and he's having fun, and it might have been the worst start of a collab.
yep
We might have missed our start time. We might have had mic problems. The person might not have been able to connect to the Phasmophobia event. There
right
might have been like things behind the scenes that were happening. But
yep
here's the deal. You got to stay fluid and adaptive. And when you do that, you can just like keep on rolling. Guess
yeah
what? If no one died, if no house got burned down, it's okay. It's gonna be okay.
yeah
And
yeah
you just roll.
yeah so many
And
so many times in
yeah.
radio that happens and
Mhm.
you have to keep going and you do something. You have to be
Mhm.
adaptive. But I can tell you this too, and is that when you're listening, if you're a radio guy and you're listening to somebody who's having trouble, you can tell exactly what's going on because you've been there.
Right. Right.
They can't find the commercial, and they've worked now. They're looking up now. They're mad now. They're trying to get on
Right.
the phone and that type of thing. Um, you and sometimes you just got to play off of it. And
Mhm.
when stuff happens, life gives you lemons. You can either eat them or throw them at people. That's
Or you can make lemonade.
yeah, and then throw that
Yeah.
at people.
Yeah.
Uh,
But people can sense that. I was in a collab with a friend of mine. She does a lot of scary game collabs with me,
mhm.
and I'll admit, like, it's easy for me in an interview to say this is the best thing. This is what we want to do. This is like the ideal thing. But in reality, like sometimes we don't always like we aren't always our best.
Mhm.
And I remember there's one time we're halfway through and there was some like technical stuff, and she's like, "Mal, are you okay?" Because even the person I was collabing with could sense I was a little bit off.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't as talkative.
Yeah.
Maybe I was like, she could hear like me typing and I'm trying to search something or fix something.
Yeah.
And even the people you collab with can sense when something's off. And she's like, Mal, are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, you got to be very adaptive and fluid. That's one of the main characteristics. We talked about numerous characteristics of being a VTuber in this interview already, but that's one of the most, if not the most important, is you have to be very adaptive, very fluid. And sometimes you got to adapt to negative things that have happened. You got to adapt to negative people.
Yeah.
You got to adapt to like negative games.
Right.
I've had games that break and it's like, I get like stonewalled in a game and I can't progress. And it's like, all right, guys, I can't move forward. I'm stuck. And I had to end the live stream because like there's, you know, I play a lot of beta tests, right?
Yeah.
And so sometimes you play beta tests and there's like fatal glitches and you can't progress, but you just got to roll and adapt. And if you are adaptive, you can always maneuver the complexities of live streaming.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll maintain your sanity.
Yeah.
You know, in Phasmophobia, there's a sanity meter, and like once your sanity starts getting low, then you start getting hunted and bad things happen.
Yeah.
Well, when you're a live streamer, you have a sanity level that no one can see but you.
Yeah.
And you could be rolling through your live stream, and man, everything goes smoothly, and you finish the live stream with a very high sanity level.
Yeah.
And there might be other live streams, and I'm telling you what, like people were late. Man, goodness, maybe I was the person that got late.
Yeah.
Maybe there was something that didn't work right, or there was some technical problem, or OBS wasn't working, or, you know, maybe TikTok beta was like, you know, doing a memory leak and slowing things down, or and guess what? Your sanity is dropping. And when your sanity drops as a live streamer, your I hate to say product. That's really the wrong word, but your content suffers.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I got to tell you something. This is not a long enough interview to talk with you, so I hope I can have you back on again soon.
Yeah. But some other time. I felt like, man, I think I'm running out of time, but I tried not to go too much. I want to give you a good cutoff point, but I would love to come back if you have interest. If not, it's cool.
Well, now we'll get you on soon. Thanks so much, Mala. We're going to have all the links in the description for the video, and you heard Mal through this. You know what you're getting, and you're getting an awfully intelligent person who knows exactly what they're doing, and will give you a good time too. Thank you so much for coming on, Mal.
Yep, thanks, Eric. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.